Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the fourth Q&A. Just gonna give it a minute for some of you guys to get in here. I'll say this right now just for everyone watching the replay. If you're not in my new entrepreneurship Facebook group, definitely get in there. I'm trying to make this group to be, for people that are really doing big things and want a group of like-minded people for a long time moving forward. So that link is in the description of this video. Just send in a request. It's free. I'll accept you. And yeah, so get in there. Got a few guys in here. What's up? Hey, everyone. Yeah, I'll give it another sec just to get people in, and then you guys can just start firing questions as much as you want. We can do Amazon, we can do anything you want, really. Maybe some non-Amazon questions would be interesting. I'm always down for that. This weekend, I was at the Bulletproof conference, which is all about, brain and health optimization. I'm super into that. That's what I did over the weekend. It was really awesome. What's up? You guys got questions? Let's get some questions going. What's up, Marlene, Daniel, Marlon, Vadim, Gaber, Gui, Richard? What's your favorite song? I don't know about a specific song, but I'm really into like experimental electronic music. Flying Lotus is one of my favorite artists. Boards of Canada, things like that. Justin, doing RA, retail arbitrage now, but not scalable. Do you have any detailed videos on private label? Definitely just go back through my previous videos. I haven't done as much like tactical step by step. You can always get out there and find a lot of that, or I'm gonna do that in the future. But yeah, I mean, go back and watch mine for just sort of this broader vision type of way of thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably get into some of those myself. Can you tell us more about the conference? Yeah, so I mean, Bulletproof, it kind of, I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's all about like nutrition, biology, kind of like that combination. So it's like, how can you perform at the best? Like, how can you? It's all about brain optimization, health optimization, like longevity, things like that. So there were a bunch of speakers talking about various like health and science related things. A few just like even business people, motivational people, people like Peter Diamandis were speaking, who you guys should definitely check out just for mindset and vision. If you think like the stuff that even I'm doing is big, it's not, it's tiny. There's people like fucking mining asteroids and going to the moon. And I mean, it's just like the possibilities are endless. So yeah, but anyways, the conference is more about just like health and doing things for your body, avoiding things that are bad so that you can perform at the highest level, live a long time. And it's just about positivity. I basically try to not do anything that is not beneficial to me in all aspects of life. Graham, hey Matt, thanks for doing this. Can you talk a little about how to rank up in Amazon? So rank is purely dependent on sales volume mainly. So what I mean is like I'm assuming you have everything set up right. You have a good title, you have good bullets, you have a good listing, you have your keywords in there. There's no real tricks for that stuff as long as you're learning and using common sense to make it good. So then it all comes down to sales velocity, which means having a good offering such that people buy it and getting it selling, which allows you to move up the ranks, which allows you to sell more. Marlene, can I have 2 accounts at Amazon, one individual and one professional? You can, but you need to have permission from Amazon before you register a second account. You'll need to have an actual reason, such as having like 2 different companies or something like that. And go on the chat with them, ask them, tell them why, and if they say yes, save that chat for future reference, just in case you ever need to prove it or you have a problem. Milan's very own Matt, what were the first things you did when getting started? I need somewhere to start, but I'm not sure where. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Keep up the good work. So what I would say to anybody just getting started is, first off, is learn, learn, learn. Immerse yourself in the space. Watch YouTube videos. Listen to podcasts. Do everything. Learn it all. Dig, dig, dig. But then after that, the next step is product research. So again, dig, dig, dig. But now you're digging for products. So that was my first thing, was digging for products, and that's like I've said before, that's really the whole thing. Peter, what? Didn't catch the last name. Peter Diamandis. I'll put it in the chat. Diamandis. I'm not sure I spelled that right. Richard, hey Matt. What's up, Richard? Vadim, what do you think about intermittent fasting, i.e. not eating before noon? Some say it's the way to go for leaning out, losing weight. I absolutely 100% believe in it for a lot of reasons. So what I do is typically either fast in the morning, or I do only bulletproof coffee in the morning, which is basically a protein and carb fast, because the only thing I'm consuming in the morning is fat, which means I'm not burning carbs and glucose, and all I have available to my brain and my body is ketones, which I'm supplementing a bit from being fully fasted by having something like bulletproof coffee, but I'm not eating any sort of carb or protein in the morning. So like that's what I did today. So for example, I haven't ate anything other than bulletproof coffee since like 7 or 8 last night right now. So I do intermittent fasting, or that type of intermittent fasting, pretty much daily. Marlene, would it be better to open an LLC to sell at Amazon? Yes, an LLC is wise if this is something you're going to be taking seriously. You do not need it to start, but if you want to look at this in a serious, if you're really going at this, you should get an LLC either at the beginning or as soon as you see that this is viable. Marlon, how many products did you start out with? One. I think everyone should start with either one or two. I mean, you shouldn't start with you shouldn't spray a bunch, because it's going to be hard to keep them all replenished if they actually start going well, and it'll take your focus away from getting traction on that first one or two. If there's multiple color variations, I would count that as one product. So you could sell one product in black and white or whatever. That's one product, the way I see it, sort of. So, and how many products do you have now? I have around 35 or so. Average sales per product is all over the place. I mean, I have products that do amazingly well, and then I have products that pretty much do nothing. And that's kind of my current philosophy, is to build out a portfolio rather than getting these single home runs that everyone is so hyped up about, because typically the home runs, other people are going to find that golden opportunity as well, and it's going to get blown out. And, I talk about building a brand and everything like that. So, but even if you're not branding, I'm always trying to have a portfolio of products. Daniel, how many products did you launch 2017 and how many fail? I probably, in 2017, I probably launched not that many actually. It was more of expanding out my existing ones, like adding new colors of stuff that's already working, and really trying to scale what's already working for me in 2017. And 2016 was when I really, really was trying to push into everything new. And I'm planning on doing a lot of new stuff for 2018, because this year it was just really about fueling my existing ones. So yeah, I didn't have any products that I launched this year fail, but I mean, I guess I have ones that are still just trickling along that will grow, because see, in my view, the longer your listing is on Amazon, the better, because these things grow over time, right? Like, for example, if I have 10 reviews on a product this year, well, how many reviews am I going to have next year? So it's it just keeps sort of compounding and growing. So yeah. I am only 14. Do you think it will work out if I start with private label on Amazon? I think age is completely irrelevant as long as you have the money, the time, everything like that. Devin, do you read books? With yes, how many a week and what kind? I mean, I love reading, and I think it's I mean, it's the most valuable thing you can do. That said, it's something that I'm still personally working on having more of a habit. So I really, I memean, honestly, it's probably been like only a few books in the past year, which is shameful. I would love to be somebody that pounds out at least a book a week. But yeah, I just haven't been able to get myself into that habit. I listen to more podcasts, stuff like that. As far as what kind, a lot of like business mindset, um, a little bit of like a little bit of this like science stuff that I'm talking about as well, like with the Bulletproof Conference, like a lot of nutrition related books and neuroscience. My background, my degree is in psychobiology, so a lot of like psychology, evolutionary psychology. After all the time spent hearing Ty Lopez today, I found out that he is doing Amazon. I think I chose the right business. I don't follow Ty that closely, so I would love to hear what Ty is doing with Amazon. Let me know. Alicia, hello Matt. Thanks for the great content. I'm happy to do it. I'm glad that you think it's great. Should I have the manufacturer label the Amazon FN SKU individually on my products, or have it printed on the box design? So if your individual product comes in a retail box, you should have the FN SKU on the box. You shouldn't have the FN SKU on the product itself. That's where you should put like your logo. So, but that said, if your product does not come in a box, say it comes in like a clear poly bag, then you would put the FN SKU on the outside of that individual poly bag. Why are you always sitting on the floor? I don't know. I just feel like this is a good spot to do the live streams. I don't know. I'm trying to have the lighting. Well, the lighting kind of sucks here, but I don't know. It just seems like one of the more interesting backgrounds I could find here. So, and I don't know. I like sitting on the floor. Somebody made fun of me in a vlog for that, but I actually have multiple places to sit in here. I have a stand-up desk in the bedroom. I have a kitchen table over here. I have the couch, but I want the laptop to be at the right position for like framing this up. Sharon, I have 2 private label. Twice my item moved uber slow and then took off and I ran out of stock. Okay, well for that situation, yeah, I mean, like I've said, you want to try to not go out of stock because it can be hard to get traction back. But get back in stock and try to get that traction going. Any help for quantity control? My general advice for this would be when you have something viable, go as all in as you are comfortable in, because it sucks to be constantly going out of stock. So if you can risk just ordering more when something is working, do it. Richard, do you recommend Shopify? 100%, definitely. I mean, Shopify, in my opinion, is the best e-commerce platform. Amazon is a platform, but I'm talking about like having your own website. 1,000%. I wouldn't even look at anything other than Shopify, to be honest. Corrupted GP, do you only have Amazon ads or do you use other platforms? So currently, I'm still the large majority of my spend is still within the Amazon platform, meaning PPC, which is sponsored products, and AMS, which is Amazon Marketing Services. That's still a huge portion. That said, I do some Facebook and Instagram, but it's something that's something that I am moving towards scaling up. Marlene, I would like 2 accounts at Amazon in my name. One for me and one for my sister in Brazil. She tried to open her own account from there, but it's been very complicated. I mean, so you might want to set up a separate legal business, and like I said, get permission from Amazon, because you don't want to get in trouble for having 2 accounts when you're not allowed to, because it's technically not allowed, but you can get permission for it. So you need permission if you're going to do that. Don't just do it. Are you only using Amazon to sell your items? If not, what other storefronts? Shopify, like I just said. I have 2 of my brands have websites, and they're both on Shopify. Hey Matt, how much can a new entrepreneur realistically make his first months selling on Amazon FBA? It's a tough question to answer, because you have to realize the difference between what I refer to as like profit on paper and cash flow profit. because you're reinvesting into growth, right? So you're not going to have any income month one. If you do, like, that's weird. I mean, then that means that you're not putting it back into ordering more, or you're not trying to expand into new products. So you shouldn't see like cash flow positive for a while. But I mean, if you pick the right product, you can see on paper profit. Like, I mean, it could happen day one. I hope that makes sense. What's the best website domain platform? Well, I believe if you are setting up a store on Shopify, I think it's just I think they just figure that out. It's just hosted through them, I believe. But that said, I've used HostGator for other sites. I'm sure like Bluehost, I've heard good things. I don't think it matters all that much. Jethro, what's up? How were you able to initially fund your? I assume you mean you fund your first product or first inventory. Go check out my video called. It's like my full story is in the thumbnail, and it says from 0 to 2.5 million in sales. I got into this gradually. It's like I went from hustling stuff on Craigslist to eBay to importing things from AliExpress to then going on full branding, and I was still like hustling and reselling things on the side. So that's how I was able to fund it. I didn't just like quit everything and go all in, because I didn't take money out of this business for like a year and a half. Brandon, what's up? What's up? Magic Senti just subscribed to your channel. Love the content. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'm glad that you love it. Jethro. Okay, yeah, I think this was the question that cut off. How were you initially able to fund your account in order to make purchases from Alibaba or AliExpress? Were you working 9 to 5? Yeah, like I said, go watch that video. I was already dabbling in e-commerce. I was doing other like just hustles to make money. So that's why like I wouldn't necessarily tell people who have jobs to just go quit, because having a job is a way to provide for your living expenses in your life. So, you know, start this on the side. I'm not going to tell you to just like dive in, and because like I said, it's hard to take money out right away anyways. Valerio, hey Matt, great to finally be here. In Italy, it's 10 p.m. Cool, man. Glad you're tuning in from Italy. That's cool. Have you had a product suspended? What did you end up doing, and how could I avoid that? I have temporarily had products suspended, but typically it's the one where you can just relist it yourself because of like a packaging issue, little things like that. One time there was it was like a used sold as new complaint, which will take out your listing, and I used one of the paid services that has experience with it. I spent like $500 and they drafted it all up to talk to Amazon, and it got me reinstated. I was being safe and doing it that way. You could probably look into doing it yourself, but I did that once and it worked, so how could I avoid that? I mean, there's a million reasons a product can get suspended, so yeah, I mean, just avoid anything that you think could get your product suspended. In my case, I think it was just that it was that Amazon was repackaging returns, and somebody got something that seemed, or like, you know, there's like the packaging is broken, things like that. Is it a good idea to lower the price up to 60% to get more sales? Test everything. In a lot of cases, if you drop your price by 60%, you might find that there are not more sales, because sometimes it just depends on your product. Sometimes it makes your product look like it's positioned as the shitty one when it's too cheap. So sometimes you'll actually sell more at a higher price. So you have to test it. That said, if you find you can drop your price and get more sales, absolutely, I think that's a really good thing to pair with your initial traction strategy, because if it gets the ball rolling, it gets the ball rolling, and then you can raise the price later on if it's still rolling along nicely. I use GoDaddy for my Shopify store. Yeah, I think I bought my domain through GoDaddy, but then I have like hosting through HostGator. I don't know. It's a mess, but any of it works. From how many suppliers should I order samples from? So in some cases, I've had a product that I could only find like one manufacturer for that product, and therefore they ended up being the one I went with. if it's a typical product that you're finding pages and pages of the same supplier, I would say shoot out messages to like, 10 or 20 of them, and then weed those down by who can do what you want, who's at the price range you want, and then maybe order samples from, like, I would say 2 to 4 of them, depending on how different and how you feel about it. But I would say at least 2, preferably like 3. But yeah, just use common sense. If one is just clear is the clear winner, go with them. And a quick note on that. One thing that I feel like people never talk about is that once I've established a relationship with that first manufacturer and they're great, and then I'm looking for a second product, say it's another related product that manufacturer produces, I typically won't even look at other manufacturers, because it's like I already have this relationship. I know they have good stuff. I know they're looking out for me. So in that case, I'll just, in a lot of cases, go directly with that supplier right off the bat. Where and how can I find legit UPC for a good price? So I bought a bunch of them like years ago. I don't even remember where I bought them. I've just been going down that list for years. I keep seeing people mentioning Barcode Mania. I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch of them. I haven't used that one, but whatever one people are recommending, I'm sure there's no real problem with it. Just go with it. Whatever. Like I said, I haven't looked into that recently because I bought mine a long time ago. But whatever people are pointing to now, I'm sure they're not having any issues. You used to have a hammock in your couch. It looked like it was made of a special material from my country called aguayo. If you ever want to sell them on Amazon, I can send you plenty. Yeah, no, I think it just fell off the couch. It's a Mexican blanket. I don't know if that one actually came from Mexico, but it's one of those. My girlfriend is Mexican. How many income streams do you have, and how much do you make in total? How much I make in total varies. I've made videos on this for Amazon in the past. For the past 3 years, I've been all in on Amazon and e-commerce, so that's been my core thing. Doing this YouTube channel is leading to new things, and that's sort of you're watching me live as I am on that journey to have multiple income streams. So watch what I'm doing. German cars or American? That's easy. I can't, there's basically no American car that really interests me. Definitely German cars. About to start with the launch of my product, could you explain how to use Facebook ads to really increase conversion rates on your listing? So that question is a bit confused, because a conversion rate is out of how many people hit your listing, how many of them purchase. So a Facebook ad isn't going to increase conversion rates on your listing. What a Facebook ad can do is get you more traffic to your listing. So as far as conversion rate, that's all dependent on your offering, right? Your photos, your title, your price, everything in the listing, your product choice, what it comes with, all of that. And then Facebook ads, you're trying to drive people to your page that would be interested in it. The only way that question, I could see that angle, is that your conversion rate would be higher if you're sending qualified traffic to your listing. It's not just like random clicks, right? So the higher quality targeted traffic that's going to your listing, the higher the conversion rate is going to be. So that would come down to really good targeting. What I would recommend, which is something you can't really implement right off the start, is export your customer data of past customers from Amazon and then create a lookalike audience with which Facebook uses their crazy algorithms to select people that look similar all across a bunch of different factors to the people that have actually purchased your product. So in theory, those people are going to be very likely to be interested in your product. Cody Matthews, what do you think of viral launch? I'm not into it. I wouldn't do it. I'm sketched out by it. That said, plenty of people do it. I think it works. I think it's fine if that's within your risk tolerance. But my problem with it is that they were around before the review change, and they're still around after the review change. They say a lot of things directly on their website that, in my opinion, are pretty clear violations of terms of service. And I just don't do anything that risks my account. I like everything in business that I do, I try to do, honestly and just the right way. That's just my outlook on business. So I just think viral launch is a little bit it's definitely in a gray area. Without giving away too much detail, what's the parent category you sell the most? I'm in I'm in a lot of just general. I'm not even in gated categories, so I'm in the categories that you would expect for the most part. I'm in multiple categories. What was your best month for one particular product? Like last December, I had a couple individual products profit, like, I think I had like a single product do well over 30 grand in December. I would have to check my numbers, but like I said, my approach is portfolio. If you're just trying to find that one home run, I think you're going to have a lot more difficulty, especially moving forward with the current Amazon landscape. I'll be due. Thanks for answering my question, dude. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm here for. For any of you watching this replay, uh, make sure you know that I actually respond to everyone. So if you have questions for me, shoot them to me. I get to them. Yoo-hoo, nobody. Hey, Matt, do you do any affiliate marketing? So like I said, is like, having this YouTube channel is sort of a live demo of me experimenting with things. So I never did any affiliate marketing, but I do have some affiliate links in the description for stuff that I use in my Amazon business, stuff that I'm using for YouTube. So that's sort of like me dabbling in that. It's the amount of income I'm getting off of that is pretty much negligible, but like I said, test stuff. So yeah, you can see that I have affiliate links down there, and so yeah, it's something I'm playing with, but it's not like, I would never, this is obvious, but I'm never, like, that stuff is stuff that I use. I'm not just like being an affiliate marketer trying to like blast out like all this stuff. I'm not really doing like the affiliate marketer thing as a business. It's just like, hey, I'm talking about this stuff. I use this stuff. This stuff is useful to you guys. So there it is. How would you go about getting an email list for a product that is more of an accessory? Yeah, that's a good question. I think that there are certain products that this whole like branding and remarketing stuff that I'm talking about and implementing more as I move forward. There are certain products that makes it harder because they're just not something that somebody can necessarily get excited about. So that would be a tough one. I would try to think, like, does this accessory, like, what is it an accessory to? And is there sort of a broader brand or content strategy or group of buyers that would be interested in other things that are in that same niche? How long to rank your product on the first page? I really don't think of it that way. I have products that are selling insane and they're still not first page for some major keywords because it's just all dependent on market size. There's just so many. I feel like this is a general thing. People are way too like zoned in on like very specific attributes, how many competitors, like all this type of stuff, and it's a balance of so many things, right? Like what if you were on the 5th page of a niche that is just so gigantic that that being on the 5th page is still immensely huge amount of sales? It could happen. It does happen. There are a lot of things going on that don't have to do with just ranking on the first page. Do you invest in Bitcoin? I did a little bit like 5 years ago, so I'm kicking myself for not, but I didn't have more money to invest back then anyways, but I wish I had put more in like 5 years ago, obviously. What I have left is like super negligible, like nothing basically. So I haven't invested anything recently. My thoughts on Bitcoin is that as a whole, I believe in it. It's amazing. Like I said, I've been interested in it for over 5 years. That said, anyone who thinks of it as like an investment, they're not thinking about it correctly because it's not a cash flowing investment. Investing in a particular coin is speculation. There's no other way to look at it. So it is speculation. But as a whole, the industry of crypto, yeah, massive. It's going to be huge. But any one coin could blow up or go to zero, or they all could, and a new one could come out that takes over the whole thing. So it's just pure speculation. What's the first step in order to start selling online? Learn. Do you use Facebook ads? Yes, that's something that I am getting into more deeply. Definitely a strategy that's going to become more and more necessary. You who nobody, did you get my long email? Yeah, I did. I have quite a few emails. Anybody who's emailed me, I'm gonna get to you, but I know they're there. I just have like a lot of messages, or Facebook. The same applies to Facebook messages. If I haven't got back to you, I will. I just have kind of a long list to catch up on at the moment. Marlon, is it safe to say that businesses on Amazon will leave a net profit of close to 30%? Dude, I mean, it just depends. But that's usually what we're shooting for. I'm trying to shoot for like 35 to 45% margin before ads, and then ads is going to depend on how saturated your niche is, how much you're spending. For me, it's like more in the 20% range once I'm all done. But that's because, like I said, I'm doing things to build brand, to grow, all of that. So, it just varies. I mean, I'm sure there are people with businesses that are 50%. And I'm sure there are people doing millions and millions and millions of dollars of sales that they have a 10% margin and they're happy. Like it's just a numbers game. So as one goes up, another goes down. Like I said, everything is a balancing act. Do you use anything like Jungle Scout, Amaze Owl, or Unicorn Smasher? I have not used Amaze Owl at all. I don't know anything about it. Unicorn Smasher, I think I looked at like once. I don't know. Jungle Scout, I do use and recommend. That said, I'm gonna need to make a video about this because I've been answering this a lot. You don't need Jungle Scout. Like, you should know, even if you're gonna buy Jungle Scout, which I do recommend, I do have a link, I do use it, but you should know how to do manual product research before you get Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout is a tool to speed you up. It's not like, again, magic trick. It's not. You can't just like buy Jungle Scout, get a product, boom, make money. So you should learn how to do this the old way, and then Jungle Scout can just speed you up. So I do recommend it, but only if I wouldn't just buy it and not ever think about anything else and trust it as like the 100% truth. That's what I would not do. Gonna wrap this up within 5 minutes, guys. So I'm gonna try to power through these. How do you deal with bad reviews? I respond to them. I offer them. I don't ask them to change it, but I do. If there's an actual issue, I replace it or refund them. I leave a comment on it. How do you compete with other sellers? Have a better offering in some way, which comes down to a lot of different factors, but have a better offering that. Would you buy your own offering? That is valuable. If you won't use Viral Launch, what would the alternative you think could be done? PPC day one, build your own sort of list or launch list, use Facebook ads, all of that. Just get stuff going. When did you decide it was time to hire help and for what things? I think I was like a year and a half into my business or so. I just felt like it was the right time to take things like customer service off my plate. That was where it started. Customer service and like photo editing, basic graphic design. What challenges do you think a new seller will face? A lot. I mean, it all comes down to that choice. If you pick the wrong thing and there's just no chance for it, you could do everything in the world and be the biggest hustler in the world, and it just might not work. So, I mean, the biggest challenge is before you even really get it rolling. And I think the biggest challenge also is going to be implementing all of these new things, not new, but these next level tactics. Not tactics as in, again, I'm never going to be the guy telling you like this, like the one trick you've never seen before that's going to absolutely change. I don't know. I just don't believe in that. It's just not my style. So there's challenges, but the challenges are your opportunity to be better than the competition who will give up on those challenges. Is it too late to order products now for Q4? Yeah. What is the lowest / highest profit margins you have? Everything is in like the 30 to 50% range before ads. Why not make a video for Facebook ads? Yeah, that's the best way to do a Facebook ad is with a video. Do you use PPC? If so, how much is your ROI? So most of my ROI on PPC is not directly profitable, but PPC is what's allowing you to to get through this Amazon web, show up in frequently bought together, show up on just everything throughout the Amazon system, right? And gain rank and gain keywords. So I am not hyper analytical. That said, I mean, yeah, sure. I'm obviously cutting out ones that are like just bleeding money. You should do that. But most of mine are like, I mean, I'm super happy, honestly, breaking even because there are other sales that are clearly not being calculated. There's bigger ROI than the ROI that it's displaying to you, if that makes sense. How many sources of income do you have? I mean, it's really been, like I said earlier, it's been Amazon. I've been all in on this thing for 3 years. I was quiet. I was just doing my thing on Amazon. I was this whole world of doing YouTube and everything like that. I was not in this world. I was in the business, and that's what I was doing. So that was my one income. Now, putting this out here, a bunch of people started asking me for consulting calls. So now that's a new income. Like I said, I have a few affiliate links, so that's a small income. Yeah, so it's leading to interesting things, but it's really been, I've been all in on Amazon e-commerce for a long time. Gonna hit these last few questions and then I will wrap it up. Just a quick note, if you're not in the Facebook group, like I said earlier, link in the description, send in your request, I'll get you in there. Massive action or calculated step-by-step moves? It's a balance of both. I mean, you gotta make the right actions, but you can't be so calculated that you never make the actions. What % of your total sales are from Shopify? I mean, very, very, very small at this point because even with my external traffic, I point it to Amazon because I want to, like I said, get that algorithm going. So any more sales on Amazon equals more sales on Amazon. So even if I'm doing external traffic right now, I'm still pointing those sales to Amazon. How do you work out pricing? Do you gradually increase price as you get more reviews? Reviews matter a little less than people think. So if your product could be flying with 3 reviews, or you could have 500 reviews and it could be dead. So it's not going to just be a direct measure on how your reviews. It's going to be a measure of how well it's selling. If you're selling so incredibly well, your conversion rates are super high. Yeah, I mean, try to raise the price up, see how it does. If it's not selling well, you can play with the price as well. So in general, my products are priced higher than the competition in general. Not all of them, but mostly. I'm placing my first product order this week after massive research. It will be air freight. Manufacturer was kind enough to allow me to test with 500 units. Wish me luck. Yeah, good luck. That sounds like the right place to start. Yeah. Can you still become highly successful on Amazon FBA? For sure. But it's not a guarantee like any real business. A lot of people will lose money. A lot of people will make money. A few people will make a lot of money. A few people will make or lose a lot of money. I mean, it's just it's matured at this point, so you have to think about it that way. Hey there, Matt. Would you consider an opportunity score of 7 in the JS Chrome extension worth pursuing? I would need to see more. It sounds good, but there's a lot of other factors I would need to dig through. What's further down the list? Is it really showing up the products that are exactly the same? There's just a lot of variables, but if everything else, if you've already sort of done all of that research, then I mean, sure, yeah, it sounds really good. All right, cool. It looks like I reached the bottom of the questions, unless it froze. But so I'm gonna wrap up there. Yeah, one last time, if you're not in the Facebook group, I really want you to get in there. It's free, of course. Get into the group at the bottom. There's going to be really interesting things happening in there. If you are not subscribed, if you found this in the replay, make sure you subscribe. Help me spread the word. I really just want to grow this channel and reach more people. A couple more. Okay, last 2, and then I'm going to cut it out. Would you consider selling on the UK the same products in the USA? Absolutely. I'm currently just in the USA, but the first products I'm going to sell in the UK will be my existing products. That's the easiest. How much did you make in your first year on Amazon? I sold like $250,000 in revenue, but I didn't take any money out that year. It was all reinvested. So, I mean, I don't know what the profit technically was that year. I don't remember, but yeah, it was around $250,000 in sales. All right, guys. Again, thanks for being here. Get into that group. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.